Sarah, Bandy, and I'm really excited to be here. It's really awesome that Nick asked all of us to come hang out and talk about things that make us excited to be alive and to be humans in this world. Oh, microphone. Hi. Okay, so imagine a world where everyone is fulfilled, using a larger percentage of their brain power, evolving quickly, subverting the power systems, and dreaming in new ways. So you say, I like to cook, but I could never make music. Or I enjoy picking out my outfit every day, or I like to do home improvement, or I like to travel and see what other cultures do, or I like to dance at parties, or I like to listen to music, but I could never make music. That's for other people. Walt Whitman says, who need be afraid of the merge? All of these acts are creative ones, just like music making. This world of creative fulfillment is right in front of you. All you have to do is make up a song or hum your favorite one every day. It's an exercise for your brain to think in music, and we are physically hardwired to do so. Now, how has music historically contributed to brain power? It's all about vibration. The evidence that we have found that show humans exploring artistic behaviors predates any mathematical codes by tens of thousands of years. There is a theory that says that the Neanderthals that evolved into early humans did so because they were the ones that spoke to transmit information and elongated their words, essentially singing. Music is an indicator that the human brain needs to innovate. And the more these special Neanderthals innovated, the faster their brains developed and the more easily they could defend themselves and hunt and eat. I like to think that the vibrations of their vocal cords erased the spider webs around their brain and made connections between new neurons possible. We started to make vocal sounds to transmit information, calm our babies, and because it felt great. Then these early humans realized that these sounds helped them be safer and happier and began to make tools to further explore this deliciousness. Technology began to advance very rapidly. We began to whittle tools out of the objects around us that made new sounds that we couldn't make with our voices or hands. Like this bone flute, the oldest instrument we know of, made 38,000 years ago. The harp of Ur, with a lapis lazuli and gold bullhead, was discovered in the tomb of Puabi in Iraq in 1929. It is over 4,500 years old, and along with its three lyre counterparts, is one of the world's oldest surviving string instruments. This is the first record we have of humans realizing the vibrations of strings made sound just like the vibrations of our vocal cords and how important that could be. We didn't have to make this harp beautiful, but we did, as a testament to the importance of the object and the way it made us feel. Speaking of beautiful and crazy, when watchmaking developed in the 18th century, the Age of Enlightenment, we learned how to use our tools to make gears, to make sounds happen that could be repeated in exactly the same tone. This 4-foot-tall automaton is called l'oiseleur, or the bird trainer, and it could play Marche du Roi by Georges Bizet, running only on spring-driven cogs and gears. Crazy. The physicality of these cogs making music was a revelation and blew everyone's minds. Princesses had mechanical singing birds in their chambers, and people began to explore ways to create music through machinery. We learned ways to subvert our music-making tools to explore new ways of playing them. Concert for Anarchy is one of a series of mechanized sculptures or updated automatons that Rebecca Horn began making in the late 1970s. The keys of this piano are timed to explode out into space every 3 minutes, thrusting out of the piano and making a loud, dissonant groan. It's really crunchy and nasty. The lid of the piano lurches open, revealing the strings inside. The viewer waits through the silence for this cacophony, thereby making the silence a part of the installation's song. Rebecca Horn's piece explores the ways that we expect our instruments to work and literally flips them upside down, challenging us to think of our music-making objects in new ways and pay attention to our assumptions about everyday things and objects. So there are ways that sound vibrations can be seen. Ernst Chladni, this handsome gentleman right here, invented the Chladni plate, which reveals the way that vibrations work on the face of physical objects. He dragged a violin bow across the edge of a plate that he had dusted with flour to reveal the nodal lines, or the lines of zero vibration, where the sound stopped. You may have noticed this if you've got your records turned up to 11 and you're making cookies, and it's like the flour kind of like moves in a specific pattern. That's a nodal line. You're a scientist. These patterns reveal the measurable way that vibrations affect our world and our physical body, and are now crucial in the design of lots of stringed musical instruments like the guitar and the violin. The back of a guitar could be seen as a large Chladni plate, spreading the vibrations of sound in a myriad of ways, depending on the body type. Music therapy, or sound healing, also uses the vibration of sound to physically mend cognitive functioning and motor skills. Asclepius was said to cure diseases of the mind by using song and music. And music therapy was used in Egyptian temples. As early as 400 BC, Hippocrates played music for his mental patients. Making or listening to music has been used around the world in hospitals to up serotonin and treat neurological disorders such as schizophrenia, Alzheimer's, amnesia, and depression. Music therapy works universally, but there has been overwhelming proof that making and listening to music changes the landscape for adolescents with mood problems, or in other words, adolescents that live in the world. I had them. I don't know if you guys did. Making music gives people a sense of pride, individuality, and serves as a creative outlet to digest difficult situations. I have to take a second to give props to Girls Rock Charleston.
Woo! Ow!
A nonprofit that I was lucky enough, along with 5 others, to help start here in the Lowcountry. I have seen the power of music making firsthand in working with the campers that we've had over the past 3 years, seeing attitudes shift and kids loving themselves in ways I never thought possible. When a girl plugs in a bass guitar and feels the vibration she makes when she plucks a string, there's no going back. Girls Rock camps around the world aim to make a safe space for youth to experiment with music and learn about themselves. And the volunteers that participate learn just as much about how to build community and communicate with music. If you have any questions about Rock Camp, there are a lot of people here that volunteer and would love to talk to you about it also. So, we are always learning how to use our vocal vibrations to communicate with others in new and exciting ways. The performance artist group After Agri created a device that was mounted on mezzo-soprano Louise Ashcroft's face. She used her breath to feed algae with carbon dioxide and encouraged the audience to taste her song afterward. The algae changed growing patterns depending on how much CO2 it received. The different pitches and vibration frequencies could make it taste bitter or sweet. This biotechnology could help us if we were ever stuck in a post-apocalyptic crazy wonderland full of replicants, like in Blade Runner, or it can show us the way that sound vibrations can work to access our world in amazing ways we never thought possible. This is kind of crazy, stay with me here. The idea of a viral mimetic infection is how some neuroscientists think cults work, first revealed in The Selfish Gene from evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins in 1976. This theory of a viral mimetic infection says that ideas are transferred from brain to brain chemically, especially when people are young and have newly formed brains or depressed immune systems. Could this be a reason that places like CBGB were a hotbed of amazing music? People weren't sleeping, throwing back some brews every night, depleting their immune systems, and living in a social situation that maximized creative expression? Could this be how so many music movements happened, brains infecting each other with revolutionary ideas because they weren't getting enough sleep? Maybe that's just what I should tell my mom. Other scientists think it's more likely that pockets of creativity occur because of the collective conscious, discovered by French sociologist Émile Durkheim in his Division of Labor and Society in 1893. So if you go see Bandy one night, you're more likely to be inspired to create your own music, and elements of that influence will show up in your song. In this age of iPhones and Spotify, the collective consciousness is sort of scrambled up, meaning that new music exists as a hybrid of so many more instruments and sounds than it ever used to. People have access to more music than they ever have. Now, especially in this world of social media, We are constantly confronted with other humans and their expressions of music. I can never keep up, we think. Someone else already did it better. Dylan already wrote the perfect protest song. No one can touch Ravel's string quartets. My toughness pales in comparisons to Patti Smith's. I'm too old to learn something new. That's for other people. The musical moments that we have had can serve as experiences that can paralyze us if we put music on an untouchable pedestal and glorify the sound makers that have come before us. Eric Satie said experience is a form of paralysis, but it doesn't have to be that way. This is Kazimir Maleevich's Black Square, a masterpiece in the world of abstract art and a milestone in modern Russian art. It is displayed here, as it was in the gallery, in the top corner of the room where Russians display religious icons in their homes. He whipped everyone into a fury in 1912 with this seemingly simple painting and the manifesto that accompanied it. He was trying to erase the barriers of language, age, cognitive or physical ability, sex, gender, race, any of the other barriers we place on each other. Everyone from any place can see that this is a black square. It's the great equalizer, he says. I have ripped through the blue lampshade of the constraints of color. I have come out into the white. Follow me, comrade aviators, swim into the abyss. Scientists say that the ability to think in music is fundamental to all human brains. Even if you haven't yet accessed your inherent ability to sing, play, or compose music, your brain is literally hardwired to do it. I know this is maybe a little unorthodox, but I wanted to play a song that I wrote about the way brains work in relation to gender. The song is called Animal Skin, and it's about the work that we have to do to stretch the assumptions we make about people because of their appearance or the way that we read their gender when we meet them. Is that okay?
Oh yeah.
Doesn't seem Tedly, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Sound to transport the world to a better place? How can you use vibrations to evolve from Neanderthal to early human to the very best version of yourself? I challenge you to make a song every day this week. Not a whole song, not even a song that you think is good. Take a minute while you're in the grocery store to hum a song about something you're putting in your cart. Yogurt, yeah, delicious yogurt. It's in there. When you're feeling frustrated with your partner, turn it into a tune, melancholy or joyful. Physically, humming and singing really serves as a form of meditation. And I really want to let you know that you can access this joy. It's inside of you, literally, physically, in your brain. It's all about trusting yourself and being willing to fail. Follow me, comrade aviators. Swim into the abyss.